Hi, I'm Felicity from Felicity Duke Sewing, and I'm back again today to show you how to make another style of stocking. Here we have Most Divine lace stocking. It's done in a kind of crazy patchwork way, and I hope you like it. It's something different maybe for you, and so let's get on with it. So let's get cracking on this new stocking I'm going to do. But first of all, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and how the lace that I'm going to use today sometimes makes me tear up a little bit, and I will tell you why. If you have looked on my about information, you will find some details on there, but I have a brother who is now 76 years old, and I'm sorry, I just had to pull myself together there. Yeah, so anyway, I have a brother who's 76 years old, and he used to work for a fabric company in London. He was a display guy, and he used to travel around Europe displaying their fabric and lace. And at that time I was just a very young girl, but he used to bring me home fabric and lace. And at that time it didn't mean anything until I started school, in the senior school, when I was 11 years old and started to sew. So I was a very lucky 11-year-old because I had plenty of fabric to practice with. However, the lace, I'm not terribly lacy, but I feel bad because he's now 76 years old and he hasn't seen me make much from lace. But have you ever had a piece of fabric which is so special to you that you hold on to it for years because you don't want to ruin it, and it becomes more of something just visual to look at as fabric rather than made up into something? So I'm sure you will identify with that. So this is why I tear up, because he's now 76 years old, and I'm sure one day he's going to say to me, so what did you make with all that lace, sister? And I just don't have an awful lot to say. So that is the reason. It's not because I don't like it, I love it, but it's become, you know, 2 or 3 bags full of lace that I like to pull out and look at. So here is some. I'm not going to be using this today, but this is just beautiful. Look at this beautiful lace. Hopefully, maybe, you know, I am new to all this, but I'm hoping that I will bring some more lacy things into it another time. So that's the bag of this, but I just want to show you what we're going to be using today. So this is a little bit like a mood board. Now, what I have done here, I have dyed some lace, not just the lace my brother gave me, but I also like to collect antique lace and vintage lace. So here I've dyed this. This is Rip dye that I've used, and it's a taupe colour. I'm going to make a stocking in a way you may not have seen before. It is patchwork, but you may not have seen it done this way before. So you will need, so all those bits of lace that you've been holding on to for years and don't know what to do with, as long as it's got a scalloped edge, you can use it. The other thing I may use, where's this? Right, I put this on the ruffler. I dyed this. This is just tape. I may use this around the edge of the lace. I'm not sure. And with this colour, I like pinks. Pinks because it's got kind of like a pinky tone to it, really. And I'm going to put some diamonds on it and brooches. Get into your charity shops and get yourself some brooches, all right? And here's a bit of crinkled ribbon, which makes it more of an antique look. So I'm going to get on. I'm going to set the machine up, and also tip you up. Also, I'm going to use this as the background to work on. This is a piece of satin. It's a pinky colour because, you know, taupe has got a pinky tinge to it. So I prefer that because you can see through some of it. So you need to make sure your background is something you want to show. The other thing I've got to say, be careful with taupe and Rip dye, because this has been dyed, but it's like muddy, and I prefer this. So keep an eye on the dye if you do. Rit dye, if you dye, I mean, if you dye, oh my God, if you dye it, okay. So, yeah, just keep an eye on that dye, because if it's going this muddy colour, you don't need that. You need to whip them out of the dye. Right, so I'm going to get on. I'm going to set up the machine and I'll be back. The first thing you need to do is to cut yourself a 5-sided piece. Any 5, it doesn't matter what size it is, really, the straight lines, but it just must be a 5-sided piece. So it's like doing a crazy patchwork, but it's the opposite, really. So I'm going to put that down, and we need to do some stitching. I'm on number 3 here, just to hold this on. We're going to turn it. Right, so that bit is on. Now, if you can get different textures, some thicker and some not so thick on this stocking, it will give it a little bit more character. So this is where it changes really from your regular crazy patchwork, is that you see the scalloped edge here now goes over one side. It doesn't matter where you start, but you need to keep going round anti-clockwise. So no need to, so I'm going to take that stitch down to 2.4. No need to back stitch, straight the way over to there. Oops. So I'm now going to cut that off, and you've got to follow the line. So cut it all off. Cut off at the back, because you don't want everything getting tangled up. Right, so now you need to keep that line. See this line here? Can you see that line there? Yeah, I'm sure you can. So along there, keep that line. Okay, cut that off, keep the line there. This line, continue it on. That line, continue it on. So we're now going to do this piece here. So let's grab something else with a little bit more of different pattern. I know it's a bit sad that I have to cut a chunk off this, but hey ho, it's for art's sake. Doesn't matter what width you do it, how you cut it, but I personally keep it, because it's not a large area, I personally keep it about an inch, inch and a half, and no more. Right, I've tried to go up and down a little bit on the scallop. So we've done that. Next thing is carry on with that line there. That's there. Now this one, as you can see, don't worry about it. The line is chopping quite a lot off. No worries. No worry. Right, so that's there. Now we've got to find something else to lay on there. So this time we're coming down here. So we're going round this way, which in fact is clockwise, not anti-clockwise, but it doesn't matter which way you go really, as long as you do the same thing all the time. Right, we're going to do this. So this one, I'll cut 3 here just in case. I'm going to keep it that length. So this one will go over there. So let's get this in the right lines. Right, so we're going to go from here. I'm going to go up here and down there. And down there. Making sure that you get your seam line, your seam allowance underneath, which I haven't on that bit. So let's take that back a bit. Otherwise you'll be left with some raw seams and that's not a good look. Just going to pull that over a little bit more. I'll actually go back up there, I think. Let's go back up there a bit and come back. There you go. As I say, make sure that you are lapping over your seam allowance. That's it. That's that bit done. Give that a press down, that'll be fine. And this is how we carry on doing the whole stocking. Let's just get that off there. If you we decorate this after, actually after you've we embellish after the stocking is finished, so don't worry if you've gone a bit haywire, but you must keep your 5-sided figure all the way. You will at times lose your 5-sided figure, but don't worry about it. If you think you've lost your 5 sides, easy peasy. Cut another one in so you're back on your 5 sides. Okay, I'm now going to come down here with a very narrow piece, so you can use different widths, it's absolutely fine. Just keep on going until you've covered the whole of the stocking. So I'm going to place that one there. Okay, and I'm going to do a little bit of a zigzag. I find it better to zigzag with the actual lace rather than just go straight across. It just gives it a little bit more character. Right, so that's there. Let's cut that off. Keep your threads cut all the time, front and back, because you just don't want them all caught up. Right, so that one I've just put on. That one goes straight across there. Now we need to find something to come down here. We've got our 5-sided piece. I don't glue anything. It's not my ball game, actually. I am, in fact, a sewing teacher and have been for many years. So basically, if you're looking for a quick fix project, I'm probably not your gal. Right, so I've gone all the way round once. And I'm now going to continue to fill up the stocking in the same way. When I come to a piece which I think you need to take note of, I will be back, and if it goes over the edge here, then that's fine, because you just cut it off here. Here you go up there, up there, up there. You'll see it'll all work its way out. I'll be back soon. when you're nearing the end of the stocking, the 5 sides are not so important because we've kind of lost areas where we had the other angles. So I've now only got 4 on here. So I'm going to continue with 4 until I finish the whole stocking. I've now covered my stocking shape in a bit like a crazy patchwork. Okay, and it is important, as I was saying at the beginning, that you choose a background colour that will complement your stocking or your lace colour. All right, so I chose pink for this. Now my favourite part. Now I need to choose the embellishment. So this is what I've chosen to use for embellishment. I know that I'm going to use this because this is rather divine. That I'm going to use as a collar, a cuff. I will probably make it shorter than this piece. I'll cut a piece off because it's not balanced terribly well, I don't think anyway. So that will look something like that. And I may or I may not at the moment, I can't make up my mind whether I use this around the edge. Now I would like this stocking to look more chic than shabby. So I'm not going to throw the kitchen sink at it. Less is more. So I think I will probably put the pearl buttons somewhere, maybe 3, always 3 or 5, never 2 or 4. So I may put those there. I hope you can see that. It's a little bit difficult to get the camera angle. Okay, so they'll go there, somewhere like that anyway. I might make some flowers to go on it, not sure, to hang down the back, not sure yet. Certainly there will be some diamante, must be diamante somewhere along there, maybe. I've got some brooches. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the brooches yet. Oh, we've got some pink, like pinky pearly things. So don't forget, when you embellish, keep away from your sides, your seams around the stocking. So I may put a little bit of pearly there. Now I've got this beauty of a brooch that would look fabulous because it's got a pink pearl in the middle, but at the moment I'm not absolutely sure. Maybe at the top there. We'll have to see what happens. I do like this one too, and I think that is gorgeous, but I'm not sure if I like the blue on there or not. There's an F, I think that's for Felicity, let's hope. So there's an F on there. I tell you, broken earrings are brilliant as well. I've got some bits of ribbon here. Anyway, I will be back and I will show you what I've done. So here we are, finished. I've made 1 or 2 decisions about the embellishments and changed 1 or 2 of my thoughts, but that's what happens on the way, isn't it? When you make something, you sometimes don't know what you're going to put on it. Now this is what I showed you I was going to use as the cuff, but I changed my mind about the cuff because I wanted to put this gathering around the edge here, and it didn't work with this sticking out here. So I've made 2 flowers. There's another, I think that was a collar, a really old collar. So I hope you like it. I haven't given a pattern with this one because it is just a traditional stocking shape. So next time I will be moving on to some wreaths, some Christmas wreaths. So stay tuned with me. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to press that bell. Okay, I'll be back very soon. Bye for now.